Okay, so last class we had started off with standards on auditing chapter. Yes? We finished SA 220, the quality control standard. Yes, any doubts in that? All okay? Okay, let's come to SA 240 then. Auditor's responsibility relating to fraud in an audit of financial statements. Now you think and tell me, as an auditor, is it my primary responsibility to detect frauds and errors? Is detecting frauds and errors my primary responsibility? Yes or no? No. My primary responsibility is to express an opinion. And while doing that, if I come across any fraud and error, I am going to inform it to the management. Now, if you recollect, we have done 143.12 and उसमें लिखा था कि if a fraud is of more than 1 crore rupees, then we have to inform central government also. Do you recollect this? Yes. So all of those things have been given under Companies Act and we have to follow it for companies. However, this does not mean that detecting frauds and errors is my primary responsibility. It is not. So whose primary responsibility is it to detect, prevent frauds and errors? The management. It is the management's responsibility to detect, prevent and correct, rectify frauds and errors. अगर हमको हमारे काम करते वक्त कुछ मिला, फ्रॉड मिला, तो हम मैनेजमेंट को बताएंगे. अच्छा, if I am unable to detect fraud and error, does it automatically mean that I am negligent? No, not at all. My negligence depends on whether I follow basic principles governing an audit. कुछ याद है? I can see what Andu Pandu Dhondu cannot see. वो जो 9 points थे, if I can prove that I have followed it, then I do not have to worry about being called as negligent because I am not negligent. Are we clear on this? Are there any reasons why I will not be able to detect fraud and error? Do I go for 100% checking? No. We go for test check. What kind of check? Test check. Which means there is always a possibility that I will not be able to detect frauds and errors. Acha, are all the evidences collected persuasive or are they conclusive? Persuasive. They are not conclusive. See, even when I select debtors and I send them confirmation request, not all confirm. Or even if they all confirm, they may not necessarily reply in the correct sense. Reply in the correct sense means what? They may just send a yes or a no when they actually have not checked. Or if it's a negative confirmation request and they have not replied, I may assume what? That they have affirmed to the balance. But it is probable that they may have ignored the request. Yes. And that is why evidences so collected are persuasive and not conclusive. ये ठीक है, ये समझ में आया था आपको? अच्छा, we use our judgments, we use our estimates. There is inherent limitations to the internal control systems, or because of which also audit risk will always exist. Do you recollect what was audit risk? The risk that I give a wrong opinion or the risk that I give an inappropriate opinion? Which word is correct? Inappropriate opinion. Okay, let's read essay 240. Auditor's responsibility relating to fraud in audit of financial statements. Okay. Misstatements in financial statements can either be intentional, that is fraud, and unintentional, that is error. See, misstatement includes both fraud as well as error. अगर intentional misstatement है तो ये फ्रॉड है, और ये अनइंटेंशनल बाय मिस्टेक कुछ हो गया है तो इट इज एन एरर। ओके, an auditor shall be concerned, please underline, with all material misstatements. So we are not interested in every misstatement. We are interested in material misstatements. Material matlab kya? That which affects the decision of the users of financial statements. And who are the users? Try to recollect. OMG C square ER. Owners, management, government, customer, creditor, employees, research analysts. याद है ये सबको? See, that is why I tell you the whole audit is connected. आगे के 4 चैप्टर अगर आपको अच्छे से आ गए ना तो बाकी पूरा syllabus is easy. But those 4 chapters where we have introduced all the terminologies of audit need to be studied thoroughly. Okay. Responsibility for prevention and detection of fraud primarily is that of the management and those charged with governance. They shall lay strong emphasis on fraud prevention and commitment to create a culture of honesty and ethical behavior. Now you must have noticed a lot of offices, no, they have award system. साल के आखिर में they have best employee award, best manager award, best director award, ऐसा करके बहुत सारे awards देते हैं वो लोग अलग अलग categories में. वो award क्यों देना है? It motivates our employees to work better. See, everybody is getting remuneration based on their competencies. उनको अपना salary तो मिल ही रहा है. But why put in extra effort? Why be more sincere? Why be more loyal? Because you are going to be appreciated for that. And these award systems are nothing but to ensure a culture of honesty and ethical behavior. आपने स्कूल में भी नोटिस किया होगा, देयर इज अ नोटिस बोर्ड वेर इन इन योर क्लास हुज बीन द बेस्ट चाइल्ड, उसका फोटोग्राफ लगाते हैं. जब आप छोटे थे तब ये सब होता होगा. स्टार चाइल्ड ऑफ द वीक, स्टार चाइल्ड ऑफ द मंथ, या स्टार whatever of this particular year. Similar things are done in hotels also. Where hotels have a lot of staff, उनके पास एक बोर्ड होता है, बुलेटिन बोर्ड जैसा, जहां पे द बेस्ट एम्प्लॉय ऑफ द वीक का फोटोग्राफ लगाते हैं, उसके बारे में 2-3 लाइन लिखते हैं. Now that employee is getting his salary, his or her salary to work hard. But the whole idea of getting your name on the bulletin board as the best person is a culture of honesty and ethical behavior. Okay. What is auditor's responsibility then? To obtain reasonable assurance that financial statements as a whole are free from material misstatements. Please underline the word reasonable assurance. Can it be absolute assurance? No, we can never obtain absolute assurance. Risk of not detecting fraud is greater than risk of not detecting error. Obviously, because fraud is concealed, it is intentional. Risk of non-detection of management fraud is greater than risk of non-detection of employee fraud. Again, because management can manipulate the records. See, directors have access to the whole financial system. अगर वो लोग कोई फ्रॉड कर रहे तो वो पूरा सिस्टम चेंज कर सकते हैं. बट एम्प्लॉइज अगर कुछ फ्रॉड कर रहे तो उनको रिस्ट्रिक्टेड एक्सेस होता है, वो उतना ही फ्रॉड कर सकते हैं, एंड द चांसेस ऑफ देम बीइंग कॉट एज मच हायर. मेंटेन एन एटीट्यूड, प्लीज अंडरलाइन, of professional skepticism. What is professional skepticism? Please come here, mark it very important, write short note over here. Let's read it first. It is the attitude to be maintained throughout audit, to recognize the possibility that a material misstatement, what is MM? Material misstatement made due to fraud could exist notwithstanding any past good experience. जस्ट बिकॉज लास्ट ईयर फ्रॉड नहीं था इसका मतलब ये साल भी फ्रॉड नहीं होगा ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. If there is no doubt, he may accept records and documents as genuine. But if doubts exist, he must go for further investigation. Where responses from management or those charged with governance are inconsistent. इनकंसिस्टेंट मतलब क्या? एक x बोलता है दूसरा y बोलता है. देयर इज नो कॉमनैलिटी बिटवीन द आंसर्स. ऑडिटर शैल इन्वेस्टिगेट द इनकंसिस्टेंसीज. ये क्लियर है कि आपको प्रोफेशनल स्केप्टिसिज्म समझ रहा है? सबको याद है? वी आर सस्पिशियस और वी आर इंक्वायरिंग. Inquiring. I want you to write your not suspicious, yes, inquiry. We are not of suspicious mind, we are of inquiring mind. We are asking, we want to know. We are not doubting. Okay, let's come back to auditor's objectives. To identify and assess the risk of material misstatements in the financial statements due to fraud, to obtain sufficient and appropriate evidences about the assessed risk of material misstatement, and respond appropriately to identified or suspected fraud. Respond appropriately मतलब क्या? अगर जरूरत पड़े तो एडवर्स क्वालिफाइड या डिस्क्लेमर ऑफ ओपिनियन आप दे सकते हो. आपको याद है ऐसे 700 हमने देखा है वर्ड मटीरियल एंड परवेसिव. If something is material but not pervasive, we give qualified opinion. But if something is material and pervasive, we may either give adverse or disclaimer of opinion depending on whether we have evidence or not. क्या आपको ये याद है everybody? Yes, so this is basically our response. We respond appropriately. Risk assessment procedures and related activities. We are going to inquire with management and those charged with governance. What are we inquiring with management? We ask him management's assessment about the risk of material misstatements due to fraud. We ask them what is your process for identifying and responding to risks of fraud. We ask them management's communication with those charged with governance and employees. सी बेसिकली साल के बिगनिंग में जब हम मैनेजमेंट के साथ मीटिंग करते हैं टू अंडरस्टैंड कि आपका लास्ट ईयर कैसा रहा, वी आस्क देम डिड यू फाइंड एनी फ्रॉड, डिड यू फाइंड एनी मटीरियल फ्रॉड, इफ यस हाउ हैव यू टैकल्ड इट, हैव यू ऑल्टर्ड योर बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स, how did you remove that, how did you tackle that employee who did the fraud, was it a single person fraud or was it fraud in collusion? So we are going to ask them questions about the previous year. What about those charged with governance? We'll ask them what is your method of supervising the management's processes. आप कैसे ध्यान रखते हो कि मैनेजमेंट ठीक से काम कर रहा है या नहीं? Their knowledge as regards any fraud. Do you have any knowledge that there has been a fraud during the year? At the same time, we will also inquire with the internal auditor. You remember internal auditor work was much larger than our work? Yes, see, अपन तो सिर्फ फाइनेंशियल सिस्टम को चेक करते हैं ना. इंटरनल ऑडिटर तो पूरा कंपनी के सारे सिस्टम्स को चेक करता है. Which means if there has been a fraud, then the possibility of him knowing it is very, very high. Okay. If there are any unusual or unexpected relationships. Now let's understand this. Suppose last year na Mr. A was a debtor of this company and he was declared insolvent and he became a bad debt. So the company had to write off that debt. अब ये साल again company is having Mr. A as his debtor. Do you find it unusual? Yes. एक बार लास्ट ईयर आप ऑलरेडी लॉस सफर कर चुके हो, अब वापस आप उसी पर्सन के साथ अगर सेल्स का ट्रांजैक्शन कर रहे हो, वापस वो डेटर बन रहा है, इट मीन्स दिस इज सम काइंड ऑफ फ्रॉड दैट इज हैपनिंग इन द कंपनी. हो सकता है मिस्टर ए इज अ फिक्टिशियस पर्सन, या हो सकता है मिस्टर ए इज कोलाइडिंग विद द मैनेजमेंट टू डू दिस फ्रॉड्स. Yes, if I see any such unusual relationships, I am going to flag it. Flag it meaning I'm going to ask the question why. Whether such relationships so identified indicate the risk of material misstatements due to fraud. Identify such relationship by performing ARP. Evaluation of fraud risk factors. Evaluate whether information obtained indicates existence of fraud risk factors. However, fraud risk factors may not necessarily indicate existence of fraud. See, fraud risk factor मतलब क्या? Generally क्या होता है ना, हर कंपनी का एक बजट बनता है. Okay? At the beginning of the year, they make a budget that this is the sales target that we have. This is the profit target that we have. This is how we want to work, etc. etc. जब आप मार्च में आते हो, you obviously compare whether you have reached your targets or not. More or less, अभी एक ही महीना बचा है ना, साल खत्म होने वाला है. So you observe that by 15th of March, the company was not reaching its budget by a large margin. मतलब बहुत बड़ा गैप था between the budget and the actual. Suddenly 31st March को company exceeds the budget. मतलब कंपनी बेटर प्रॉफिट दिखा रहा है, बेटर सेल्स दिखा रहा है, सब कुछ बेटर दिखा रहा है. डू यू थिंक देयर इज सम काइंड ऑफ अ प्रॉब्लम हियर? Yes. See, it could be that the company has really done very good work and has finally converted all its tenders into actual sale. ऐसा हो सकता है, बट ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि ये सब बुक एंट्रीज है और ये रियल सेल है ही नहीं, और ये 15 अप्रैल के बाद सेल्स रिटर्न बन जाएगा और वापस सब इफेक्ट जीरो हो जाएगा. ऐसा हो सकता है. Now, as an auditor, I am of inquiring mind. I am going to ask, how did you suddenly meet your budget in 15 days? Now, if the client gives me a satisfying answer, I'm okay with it. ठीक है, कोई problem नहीं. But if it is not satisfactory, then it is indicating that there may be fraud. Are we understanding this? See, ये सारे आपको situations आएंगे और फिर आपको सोच के लिखना है कि आप उस सिचुएशन को टैकल कैसे करोगे. रिस्पॉन्स टू असेस्ड रिस्क. टू इनकॉर्पोरेट सरप्राइज एलिमेंट. कुछ याद है क्या? सरप्राइज चेक पढ़ा है अपन ने. यस. So this is to be done to ensure that we are better equipped to fight frauds. To design and perform further audit procedures whose nature, timing and extent will depend on these assessed risks. Evaluation of audit evidence. Whether ARP is consistent with auditor's understanding of the entity. ARP beginning में करते कि end में करते हैं? एंड में करते हैं. तो जब हम ARP एंड में करते हैं ना, हम ट्राई करते हैं समझने का कि जो ARP से आंसर आ रहा है और जो एक्चुअल ऑडिट से आंसर आया है वो कंसिस्टेंट है या नहीं. Where a misstatement is identified, evaluate whether it signifies fraud. If yes, auditor needs to evaluate the reliability of all management representations. Correct है ना? See, अगर एक बार कोई झूठ बोलता है तो उसका हर एक सेंटेंस को हमको बराबर से सुनना चाहिए, बराबर से चेक करना चाहिए. Yes. तो अगर कोई पर्टिकुलर एरिया में मैनेजमेंट का रिटन रिप्रेजेंटेशन फॉल्टी मिला तो हर एरिया का रिटन रिप्रेजेंटेशन फॉल्टी हो सकता है, इसका आप पॉसिबिलिटी रखो. बी ओपन टू दैट पॉसिबिलिटी. Evaluate the impact on the nature, timing, and extent of audit procedures. What if auditor is unable to continue with the engagement? Suppose इतना fraud आपको मिल रहा है कि आपको लगता है कि आपको ये audit करना ही नहीं चाहिए. Can you withdraw? Yes. If you are so delayed or you are so ahead that you cannot now withdraw, you may have to issue a disclaimer. Let's see this. If he withdraws, he shall discuss with the appropriate level of management and those charged with governance the fact of withdrawal and reasons for the same. Auditor shall determine whether there is a professional or legal requirement to report to those who made the appointment as well as regulatory authorities, and please underline incoming auditor. याद है मैंने आपको कल प्रोफेशनल एथिक्स के बारे में कुछ बोला था कि बाकी सब प्रोफेशन में हो ना या ना हो, सीए के प्रोफेशन में बहुत एथिक्स है. तो जब हम दूसरे किसी सीए का काम लेते हैं, हम पहले उसको एक लेटर लिखते हैं और पूछते हैं, इज इट ओके इफ आई एक्सेप्ट दिस ऑडिट? तो जैसे मेरे पे ड्यूटी है टू आस्क, उस सीए पे भी ड्यूटी है टू इन्फॉर्म इफ देर इज अ प्रॉब्लम. Are you understanding this? I am the incoming auditor. I am being appointed now. You are the outgoing auditor. You also have duty bound to respond to me. Okay. Communication. If fraud or indicators of fraud exist, auditor shall communicate to management or those charged with governance, regulatory authority wherever necessary on timely basis, and shall of course document the above communications. हर चीज का डॉक्यूमेंटेशन होना तो ऑब्वियसली कंपल्सरी है. Are we understanding this SA 240? See, I don't think I have taught you anything new here. It is a revision of what we did in our first 2-3 chapters. But then we have an essay which deals particularly with only responding to fraud. Take a minute, go through essay 240. See, every answer here is an independent essay. Essay nahi hai, it's not like it's all connected. ऐसा नहीं है. These are all the essays which are part of your syllabus, which we have not done in the respective chapters. We are clubbing it together and doing it over here. Okay. So every essay is an independent answer in itself. So you have completed essay 220 and essay 240. Take a minute. Please go through essay 240. यहाँ पे जहां आपने इनकमिंग ऑडिटर को बॉक्स में डाला होगा ना, वहां पे लिख के रखो प्रोफेशनल एथिक्स, कम्युनिकेशन विथ आउटगोइंग ऑडिटर. Done? Can we move ahead? Yes? Okay. Come to essay 250. This is a very interesting standard and please mark it important. And वहां लिख के रखो situational question. Now let's understand this first, okay? आप लोग जो ये पूरा सीए का सिलेबस पढ़ोगे, do you have law as a subject in it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, no, you know this, right? You have company law. Now you have allied laws also, like you have FEMA, you have SEBI, you have IRDA, Insurance Act, a lot of other acts also, Competition Act. ऐसा करके आपको काफी सारे acts का knowledge दे रहे हैं. Do you think these are all the acts in the country? अपने कंट्री में बस ये 10-12 ही एक्ट है. सी आप लोग इनकम टैक्स भी पढ़ रहे हो, वो भी एक एक्ट है, ओके, फाइनेंस एक्ट. आप लोग जीएसटी पढ़ रहे हो, इनडायरेक्ट टैक्सेस पढ़ रहे हो, वो भी एक एक्ट है, वो भी लॉ ही पढ़ रहे हो आप. कंपनी एक्ट पढ़ रहे हो आप, फेमा पढ़ रहे हो, कंपटीशन, आपने पहले कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट पढ़ा है, पार्टनरशिप एक्ट, एलएलपी एक्ट, ऐसा करके कम से कम आपको 20 एक्ट्स तो सिखाया है फ्रॉम फ्रॉम बिगिनिंग सीए फाउंडेशन टू सीए फाइनल. ओके, एटलीस्ट 20 एक्ट्स हैव बीन टॉट टू यू. मतलब अब आप लॉ के भी एक्सपर्ट बन गए ना. जब आप सीए बन जाओगे तब आप लॉ के भी एक्सपर्ट बन जाओगे. ट्रू और फॉल्स? फॉल्स. You are not going to be an expert in law. You are going to be an expert in only two subjects, which is accounts and audit. नो अदर सब्जेक्ट. कोई टैक्सेशन में आपका मास्टरी नहीं होने वाला है, कोई कॉस्टिंग में मास्टरी नहीं होगा, कोई भी चीज में नहीं. सिर्फ अकाउंट्स एंड ऑडिट में आप एक्सपर्ट बनोगे व्हेन यू बिकम अ सीए. नाउ यू मे थिंक कि इतना लॉ पढ़ने के बाद भी एक्सपर्ट नहीं हो रहे क्या? नहीं हो रहे हो क्योंकि आपने अभी तक लेबर लॉ तो टच ही नहीं किया है, आपने इंडस्ट्रियल लॉज तो देखे ही नहीं है. पूरा आपका सीए का सिलेबस खत्म हो जाएगा, आपको फैक्ट्रीज एक्ट नहीं पढ़ाएंगे, आपको बोनस एक्ट, ग्रेचुइटी एक्ट नहीं पढ़ाएंगे. देर आर सो मेनी लॉज, इंडस्ट्रियल डिस्प्यूट्स एक्ट, वर्कमैन कॉम्पनसेशन एक्ट, so many laws which you will not know even when you have finished CA final. So this means as a chartered accountant, as an auditor, I have limited legal knowledge. Yes. कल अगर मेरा क्लाइंट सपोज कोई हॉस्पिटल है, ओके, एंड आई एम द ऑडिटर ऑफ दैट क्लाइंट, और किसी ने तो भी कोर्ट केस फाइल कर दिया अगेंस्ट सम डॉक्टर एंड द हॉस्पिटल दैट दे हैव बीन नेग्लिजेंट इन अ पर्टिकुलर ऑपरेशन एंड दे हैव लेफ्ट अ सीजर इन द स्टमक, और सपोज कोई लिवर निकाल दिया, किडनी निकाल दिया, व्हाटएवर, सम काइंड ऑफ दिस. अभी आपको आता है क्या मेडिकल एक्ट? नहीं. आपको आता है ऑपरेशन कैसे होता है, मतलब ऑपरेशन थिएटर में जो भी उसने किया वो सही किया, क्या आपको समझता है ये चीज? नहीं. तो अगर ऐसा कोई कोर्ट केस पेंडिंग होगा आपके क्लाइंट के अगेंस्ट, क्या आप डिसाइड कर सकते हो कि मेरा क्लाइंट जीतेगा या हारेगा? नहीं. मतलब यू हैव टू गो फॉर आउटसाइड कंसल्टेशन. You will have to go to a lawyer who's an expert in that field. See, lawyers are also not expert in every field of law. It is based on what they practice in that they become expert of that field. Okay. So what I'm trying to tell you over here is your clients will have many laws applicable to them. As an auditor, you are not responsible for all of them, but you are responsible for those which have an effect on the financial statements of your client. So those are certain laws for which you will have to check whether the client is following them correctly or not. And if there are non-compliances, then what are the repercussions of it? मतलब monetarily उसका क्या effect हो सकता. Let's come to essay 250, consideration of laws and regulations in an audit of financial statements. See, there are certain laws and regulations which have a direct effect on the financial statements. And there are certain laws and regulations which do not have a direct effect on the financial statement. See, Just because it does not have a direct effect does not mean my client does not have to follow it. My client has to follow it, but I may not be responsible. I am the auditor. यहां देखते, ये हमारे लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है. Determine the material amounts and disclosures. The examples of such laws are your tax laws and labor laws. Auditor shall obtain sufficient and appropriate evidence about compliance of the same. If there is a non-compliance, it shall result in fines, litigation, other consequences that may have a material effect on financial statements. Those which do not have a direct effect, however, compliance is fundamental to the operating aspects of the business. जैसे I don't know if you know this, but महाराष्ट्र में अगर आपको कोई भी टाइप का बिजनेस करना है तो आपको लाइसेंस लगता है. शॉप्स में अगर आप कभी जाके देखोगे वो लोग लाइसेंस को ऐसा लैमिनेट करा के रखे रहते हैं. यस, इवन इफ आई एम अ प्रोफेशनल एंड आई एम प्रैक्टिसिंग तो भी मेरे पास वो एक लाइसेंस होना चाहिए. ओनली देन आई एम अलाउड टू डू एनी काइंड ऑफ कमर्शियल एक्टिविटी. तो वो सारे licensing requirements, of course, you may not understand as auditor, but compliance of it is necessary for your client. Auditor's responsibility, please underline, is limited to undertaking specified audit procedures to help identify non-compliance with those laws and regulations that may have a material effect on financial statements. Again, non-compliance of these laws will also result in fine, litigation, other consequences that may have a material effect. Auditor is not responsible for preventing non-compliance and detecting non-compliance. Please mark this as very, very important. With all regulations and laws, since the inherent limitations are far greater. हमको सब लॉ आते ही नहीं है, तो हम हर लॉ का डिटेक्शन मतलब नॉन कंप्लायंस का डिटेक्शन कैसे करेंगे? वी आर नॉट रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर दिस. सी इट्स लाइक आप बीमार पड़ गए तो क्या आप फैमिली डॉक्टर को सू कर सकते हो कि मैं बीमार क्यों पड़ा? नहीं, दैट इज नॉट माई जॉब. माई जॉब इज टू गिव यू मेडिसिन. करेक्ट? आप बीमार हो गए, अब मेरा काम है आपको ठीक करना. दैट इज इट. Likewise, an auditor, I cannot be responsible for what you have done throughout the year, right? वो तो आप कर चुके हो, मैं तो आके सिर्फ बताऊंगा कि आपने जो किया है वो ठीक है या नहीं. Reporting non-compliance in auditor's report. If auditor concludes that non-compliance has a material effect and it has not been adequately reflected, if auditor is precluded by management from obtaining sufficient and appropriate audit evidence, just 1 minute. How are you going to read this? Is like this. See, if the auditor concludes that non-compliance has a material effect, okay, he will have to give a qualified adverse opinion, right? If auditor is precluded by management from obtaining sufficient appropriate evidence, मतलब हमारे पास evidence नहीं है, then I will give qualified disclaimer opinion. If there is restriction on scope of audit, रोसा हो रहा है, imposed by circumstances, and thus we are not able to determine non-compliance, we will evaluate the effect on our opinion. Let's understand this again. See, पहला situation is this. This is the second situation. This is the third situation. In the first situation, I know that you have not complied with the laws and that there is a problem. I am going to give you qualified or adverse opinion. In the second situation, the management is not allowing me to collect evidence. I will give you qualified or disclaimer opinion. In the third situation, there is ROSA, there is restriction on scope of audit, But it is not by management, it is by circumstances. Circumstances मतलब क्या? जैसे suppose अपने books are seized by custom authority या the books have been destroyed in fire. ऐसा कुछ भी circumstantial है. So then we will evaluate the effect on our opinion. We may either give qualified adverse or disclaimer. यहाँ पे circumstances पे आप example लिख सकते हो. Books seized by regulatory authorities or books destroyed in fire, etc. Okay, take a minute, just go through essay 250. This is important for us. This is one situational question that they can ask, and this is another. So you have to identify which law is having a direct impact on financials, and if yes, then your liability as an auditor includes checking whether it has been complied with or not. Always end your answer with this kind of a disclaimer that it is impossible for me to check compliances or non-compliances of all the laws. Yes, sir. So please speak louder.
He's writing.
Come again.
He's actually writing.
He is actually writing because he was sleeping, no, pehle. I am reiterating, you cannot pass CA without passing your theory subjects, okay? So if you do stepmotherly treatment with audit, law, any of the subject, तो attempt पे attempt चालू हो जाएगा. This is a vicious cycle. So please give equal importance to every subject. हर सब्जेक्ट का 100 मार्क्स है, ऐसा नहीं कि अकाउंट्स में से 200 मिल जाएगा. Who's sitting on the first bench? On my right, but now. So you come and sit on this side. No, I can't see you only. हाँ. So can you move to the corner, please, or the next bench ka corner? Thank you. Yes. Let's come to the next essay, 299. Responsibility of joint auditors. Now, this is a small essay. It comes directly as a short note, okay? Like they can give you a direct question, explain essay 299 or explain responsibility of joint auditors. So you know that they are talking about essay 299. Now, what is there? See, sometimes what happens, you know, our clients are too large, not in terms of turnover, but in terms of number of transactions, sometimes in terms of their geographical presence in the country. Like for example, say I'm an auditor of State Bank of India. Do you think State Bank के 4-5 ही branches है? There are only 4 branches, no, of State Bank of India. Probably in a city like ours, there will be more than 20 State Bank branches. Okay? So Mumbai city में 20 branches. Imagine all over the country, they would have how many branches? Now, do you think it is possible for me to single-handedly audit the whole of the State Bank of India? It is not practically possible at all. So these large organizations, for them, we have joint auditors. Now see, joint auditors में क्या होगा? They are all chartered accountants. They are all having certificate of practice. उनको सबको पूरा CA का syllabus आता है, उनको audit सिखाया हुआ है, सबने ऐसे 200 पढ़ा हुआ है. When I am doing my work, I am responsible for my work. But if you recollect, using the work of others is anybody other than me. तो जब joint auditors appoint हो जाते हैं, तो A अगर ऑडिटर है और B भी ऑडिटर है, ये दोनों joint auditors है, will A be responsible for B's work? Will B be responsible for A's work? The answer is no, only if they have divided their work. अगर properly writing में उनका division of work है, only then A is responsible for what he has done and B is responsible for what B has done. But अगर ऐसा writing में आपके पास division of work नहीं है, तो अब both will become responsible. अच्छा, ऐसा हो सकता है ना कि A ने जो काम किया उसके बेसिस पे उसको क्वालिफाइड ओपिनियन देना है एंड B ने जो काम किया उसके बेसिस पे उसको क्लीन ओपिनियन देना है. Is it possible that they both come to two different conclusions? Yes, quite possible. And if that is so, they may give separate opinions. See, A cannot say, देखो मेरा कंजर्वेटिव है तो तुम क्वालिफाइड दे दो. B बोलेगा पर मेरे पास एविडेंस है ही नहीं टू सब्सटैंशिएट क्वालिफाइड ओपिनियन. तुम क्लीन दे दो. तो A बोलेगा अरे पर मेरे पास एविडेंस है that there are problems, there are issues. Now they cannot come to a consensus. What they do is they give a separate opinion. Let's understand this. Division of work can be done amongst joint auditors on the basis of time, period, functional areas, or components of financial statement or geographical location. Time मतलब क्या? Suppose Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June, July. I will check. August, September, October, November, December, you check based on time. Period, similar to that, time period basically. Functional areas मतलब क्या? All the operating expenses are checked by me. Non-operating expenses are checked by you. Functional area. Or components of financial statement. I will check P&L, you check balance sheet. Or geographical location. So let us say western region is my purview. You check the northern region. Another person will check eastern. Another person will check the southern region. So based on whatever, however you can divide the work, you divide your work. Such division of work, please underline, must be adequately documented. And that is why there is no need to review work done by one joint auditor by another joint auditor, primarily because both of them are chartered accountants. We don't have to review each other's work. Responsibility of joint auditors. It is separate for work allocated to him, for drafting an audit program, for keeping appropriate audit documentation. जो काम आप कर रहे हो उसको end to end करने का responsibility आपका है. तो जॉइंट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कब होता है? फॉर ऑडिट वर्क विच इज नॉट डिवाइडेड, फॉर कलेक्टिव डिसीजंस टेकन, for matters brought to knowledge of all by any one of them and on which all agree, for disclosure requirements, for compliance of statutory requirements with audit report. ये सब चीजों के लिए joint responsibility रहेगी. In case of, please mark this very important, difference of opinion, auditor may provide own opinion through a separate report. So you can have two separate opinions. यहाँ पे आप कॉमा करके that is लिखो, two separate opinions. Please take a minute, go through this answer. Answer is short and sweet, has been asked a lot of times. Explain joint auditors. Explain SA 299. डायरेक्टली पूछते, कुछ घुमा फिरा के नहीं, सीधा सिंपल. घुमा फिरा के पूछना होगा तो ये एरिया पे पूछेंगे, डिफरेंस ऑफ ओपिनियन. Done? Can we go ahead? Okay. Now come to SA 501. Audit evidence, additional considerations for specific items. Now अगर आपको याद है ऐसे 500 सीरीज था ऑडिट एविडेंस पे. So we've done 505, we've done 580, we've done 500 and now we are doing 501. Here inventory, litigation and claims ये सब ना आपको कारो से भी आ गया. अपन को कारो में भी सिखाया गया था इन्वेंट्री कैसे चेक करते हैं. You check whether stock lying with third parties is properly calculated or not. Client reasonable interval पे physical inspection कर रहा है कि नहीं. हम कभी कभी जाते थे, हम सरप्राइज चेक करते थे, हम पूछते थे कि क्या कोई प्रॉब्लम्स आ रहे हैं, आर देयर एनी डिफरेंसेस बिटवीन एक्चुअल स्टॉक एंड द रिकॉर्डेड स्टॉक. So all of that is basically coming from SA 501. Take 1 minute, go through inventory. आप ये ऐसे को मार्क करके रखो रीड. ये ऐसे ऑलरेडी 2-3 जगह आ चुका है तो इतना मतलब वी ऑलरेडी नो दिस, बट स्टिल ऑब्वियसली इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट, वी शुड नो अबाउट इट. टेक अ मिनट, गो थ्रू इन्वेंट्री पार्ट. Yes, sir. 1 minute, sir. Let me just check this. Yes, sir.
Can I extend fourth point?
Sir, can you speak a little louder?
Fourth.
Fourth bullet point.
Yes.
Okay. Obtain management representation letter as regards completeness and assurance with respect to the procedures for physical inventory count. So basically you are going to ask the management whether आपने अच्छे से काउंटिंग किया है कि नहीं, आप हमको लिख के दो कि हमने अच्छे से काउंट किया है. That's it. मैनेजमेंट रिप्रेजेंटेशन लेटर इज द रिटन रिप्रेजेंटेशन. नो 580 में हमने पढ़ा है. हम उनको पूछते क्या आपने किया, वो बोलेगा यस, हम बोलेंगे लिख के दो. दैट इज अ मैनेजमेंट रिप्रेजेंटेशन लेटर. डन. इन्वेंट्री डन. Okay, let's come to litigation and claims. Now, auditor's duty includes to perform procedures to identify any litigation or claim that may materially affect the financial statements, as well as to seek direct communication from lawyers and other professionals. See, again, there are outside experts whom we are going to ask. And it's important because we are not aware of all the laws. अच्छा, आपको सारे कोर्ट्स भी पता नहीं होंगे. जैसे अपने को हाई कोर्ट पता है, सुप्रीम कोर्ट पता है, अपने को इनकम टैक्स के थोड़े कोर्ट्स पता है. बट डू वी नो अबाउट द मेट्रोपॉलिटन कोर्ट्स और अबाउट द सिटी सिविल कोर्ट्स और अबाउट द एस्प्लेनाड कोर्ट, अबाउट द अनाड़ी कोर्ट्स? नो. एज अ सीए हमको ये सब सिखाया ही नहीं जाता है. So of course we will have to ask other professionals if there is any material impact. If there is restriction on scope of audit, auditor may issue a qualified or disclaimer opinion depending upon the pervasiveness. ये अपने को word already आता है. Yes. Auditor shall obtain management representation letter as regards completeness and adequacy of the information provided. See, finally management only will tell us कि कितने court cases उन पे pending है. हमारे पास और कोई वे नहीं है to find it out. Long term investments. Auditor's duty includes to collect evidence with respect to the valuation and disclosure, please underline, as per AS 13. Ownership and existence and obtain management representation letter regarding the completeness, valuation and intention to hold it for a long time. सी, आपके इनकम टैक्स एक्ट में भी लॉन्ग टर्म का डेफिनेशन है, आपके पास AS 13 में भी लॉन्ग टर्म का डेफिनेशन है. सो बेसिकली अगर क्लाइंट आपको बोलता है कि ये मेरा लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट है, तो हमको उनसे लिख के चाहिए कि yes they intended to hold it for such a long term. Valuation of quoted securities. Quoted मतलब क्या? जो NSE, BSE पे ऑलरेडी लिस्टेड है, so you consider the market quotations. Unquoted securities जो listed नहीं है, check the reasonableness of the method adopted by management. Others, you check market reports and obtain expert opinions. Where the auditor concludes that he is unable to collect audit evidence, he shall issue qualified or disclaimer opinion. Or where he concludes that there are inadequate disclosures, then he shall issue a qualified opinion. सी, कब कौन सा ओपिनियन देना है वो हमने ऐसे 700 से भी सीखा हुआ है. सो वी ऑलरेडी नो दैट व्हेन वी हैव इंफॉर्मेशन दैट समथिंग इज मटीरियल एंड परवेसिव, वी गिव क्वालिफाइड और एडवर्स. करेक्ट? मटीरियल नॉट परवेसिव क्वालिफाइड, मटीरियल एंड परवेसिव एडवर्स. बट इफ वी डोंट हैव एविडेंस, it is material but not pervasive qualified. Material and pervasive, we give disclaimer of opinion. I hope ये आपको याद आ रहा है. This is not sounding new to you. Okay. Segment information. अब segment मतलब क्या? जैसे आपने डिपार्टमेंटल अकाउंटिंग किया होगा ना, एक ही कंपनी है, उसमें 4-5 डिपार्टमेंट्स है, तो हम उसका कॉलमनर P&L और बैलेंस शीट बनाते हैं. आपने किया है कि नहीं किया ये सब? Do you all have departmental accounting in accounts? क्या हो गया? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So that is nothing but segmenting the information. Some companies can also segment their information on geographical basis. तो जैसे नॉर्दर्न रीजन का प्रॉफिट कितना है, सदर्न का कितना है, वेस्टर्न ईस्टर्न का कितना है, या डिफरेंट लाइंस ऑफ बिजनेसेस को सेगमेंट कर सकते हैं. So depending on whatever they have selected, we have AS 17 to help us with that. You can underline where AS 17 is applicable. Auditor's duty shall be to obtain sufficient and appropriate evidence regarding its disclosure. He shall discuss with the management the methods used for the same and obtain management representation letter regarding the completeness. Where auditor concludes that he is unable to collect audit evidence, qualified or disclaimer, there are inadequate disclosures, qualified opinion. Please take a minute, go through SA 501. SA 501 is not asked too often, but it can be asked in a situation. कि अगर आपको litigations check करना है तो आप कैसे करोगे? So you have to take the help of SA 501. Can we go ahead? You have any doubts in what we've done? Okay. Okay, let's come to SA 510, initial engagements, opening balances. Now let's understand this. Suppose you are the auditor, okay, for financial year 23-24, okay, and somebody else has been the auditor of financial year 22-23. अब आपके लिए इसका जो भी क्लोजिंग बैलेंसेस होंगे, जो भी बैलेंसेस ये वाले बैलेंस शीट के होंगे, इधर ये ओपनिंग बैलेंस बन जाते हैं, करेक्ट है? बैलेंस एज ऑन 31st of March 2023 becomes the opening balance as on 1st of April 2023. If there is any mistake in the opening balance, the closing balance as on 31st of March 2024 will also be wrong. Yes. So, see, I know how to check the transactions that have happened during the year 23-24. But what about the opening balances? Should I completely rely on what the previous auditor has done and given in his report? Maybe yes, maybe no. If you recollect, using the work of others, I can use his work, I can rely on his work, but I am responsible for my opinion, which means I have to be thorough while relying on the work of such outgoing auditor. अब यहां हम अज्यूम कर रहे हैं कि ये साल ऑडिट हुआ था, ऐसा हो सकता है कि ये साल ऑडिट हुआ ही नहीं, तो और भी आपको ओपनिंग बैलेंसेस को थॉरली चेक करना पड़ेगा। ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि दिस इज द फर्स्ट ईयर, अभी कंपनी स्टार्ट हुआ है तो प्रीवियस ईयर का कुछ है ही नहीं, ओके, तो अपने को और भी झंझट नहीं है, देयर बी नो ओपनिंग बैलेंसेस एट ऑल. So there are two possibilities. One, there was an audit done in the previous year by some other auditor. And two, no audit was done in the previous year. So how do I tackle the opening balances? Let's read this. Initial engagement is either when financial statements of preceding period underlying are not audited or audited by some other auditor. या तो ऑडिट ही नहीं हुआ है, या ऑडिट अगर हुआ है तो मैंने नहीं किया है. ओके, सम अदर ऑडिटर. Opening balance is the closing balance of the previous year brought forward to the current period. ये तो obviously हमको समझ है, right? So closing balance of 31st March 23 becomes opening balance as on 1st of April 23. So the objective of this standard is to do what? Check whether opening balance contains material misstatement affecting the current period's financial statements. Accounting policy reflected in the opening balance has been consistently applied in the current period's financial statements, or if there are any changes, then the same are properly accounted for and adequately disclosed in the financial statements. जैसे अगर आपने स्टॉक पहले फीफो पे वैल्यू किया है, फर्स्ट इन फर्स्ट आउट, तो ये साल भी फीफो पे ही होना चाहिए. जैसे डेप्रिसिएशन लास्ट ईयर डब्ल्यूडीवी पे था, तो ये साल भी डब्ल्यूडीवी पे ही होना चाहिए. दैट इज द आइडिया. ऑडिट प्रोसीजर्स इंक्लूड व्हाट? Read the latest financial statements and the predecessor auditor's report. Predecessor मतलब आपके पहले जो auditor था उसका report पढ़ो. Check whether opening balance contains any material misstatement. Check if the same are correctly brought forward. Check whether opening balance reflects application of appropriate accounting policies and perform specific audit procedures to obtain evidence regarding opening balances. If opening balance contains material misstatement, then perform additional procedures and communicate with management and those charged with governance. Check for consistency, this is very important, of accounting policies. And in case of changes, check for appropriate accounting disclosures. If prior period audit report contained modifications, what is the effect of the same? This needs to be considered. जैसे अगर पिछले साल के ऑडिट रिपोर्ट में ऑडिटर ने एडवर्स ओपिनियन दिया है, तो अब ये साल का भी हमको थोड़ा चेक करना पड़ेगा. We will have to alter the books. Audit conclusions and reporting. If auditor is unable to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence regarding opening balance, he shall issue a qualified or disclaimer of opinion. If opening balance contains a material misstatement and the effect is not disclosed, issue qualified or disclaimer, or adverse opinion. If the accounting policies are not consistently applied or the change is not properly accounted for or disclosed, again you give qualified or adverse opinion. Please take a minute, go through SA 510, initial engagements. You need to understand here only two things. One, you are a new auditor, which means पिछले साल आप auditor नहीं थे या पिछले साल audit ही नहीं हुआ है. तो जो ओपनिंग बैलेंसेस है उसको हम कैसे चेक करेंगे? ओके, टेक फ्यू मिनट्स, प्लीज गो थ्रू ऐसे फाइल. Okay, done. Can we go ahead to SA 550? Okay. Now, SA 550 is simple. It's talking about related parties. Who are related parties to a company? Holding subsidiary related parties होते हैं, associate companies related parties होते हैं, companies with common owners, companies with common management. These are the companies who are related parties to each other. Now, what happens is when you are transacting with a related party, there is a possibility that the transactions may not be at a reasonable price. Reasonable price मतलब क्या? Arm's length price. See, जैसे for example, suppose I have a shop, okay, and I sell a pen for 10 rupees to everybody. If my father comes, I will not sell him at 10 rupees. No, I'll sell him at 8 rupees. I don't want to earn cost. I don't want to earn profit out of it. जिस कॉस्ट में मैंने पेन खरीदा है, I'll sell it to him at 8 rupees itself. Okay. This is okay when I'm a proprietorship concern. It doesn't matter. जो भी profit है, जो भी loss है, वो मेरा है, अकेले का है. But now imagine this as a company. Okay. Suppose there is a company. Let's understand this once. Say there is a company ABC Limited. Okay. In this, we have 40% stake with Mr. X. And the balance 60% is with a lot of people. Okay, मतलब ये लिस्टेड कंपनी है और बहुत सारे लोगों ने इन्वेस्ट किया हुआ है. 40% मिस्टर एक्स के पास है. ओके, अब एक और कंपनी है XYZ लिमिटेड. इसका 100% होल्डिंग इज विथ मिस्टर एक्स, सेम पर्सन. आर यू विथ मी? Yes, are you understanding the situation? Okay. Now what happens is company ABC is selling something. Let us say the company is into baking bottles, okay, and it is selling bottles to company XYZ Limited. Each bottle is for 500 rupees. मार्केट में हम ये बॉटल को 500 रुपए में बेचते हैं. To XYZ Limited, we are selling it at 350 rupees. You think and tell me, will all the owners of ABC Limited be happy with this?
No, ma'am.
No.
Yes or no?
No.
अरे क्यों, ये तो 40%, ये 100%, ये तो सेम है ना. बट बैलेंस 60% तो आउटसाइडर्स के पास है. वो लोग बोलेंगे ये क्यों आप कम प्राइस पे बेच रहे हो. Agreed that both of these companies are related parties, they have common owners, but that doesn't mean that all the profits are to give away to that other person. Correct ना? आर्म्स लेंथ प्राइस क्या होता है? मार्केट प्राइस से 5% अप और डाउन. दिस इज कॉल्ड आर्म्स लेंथ प्राइस. तो 500 का 5% कितना होता होगा? 25 रुपीज. करेक्ट. अगर ये सेल 475 रुपीज पे होता तो देर वॉज नो प्रॉब्लम, ये आर्म्स लेंथ प्राइस है. बट क्योंकि ये आर्म्स लेंथ से कम है, इसलिए ऑडिटर को रिपोर्ट करना पड़ेगा. Are you understanding this? Are you understanding why we are studying AS 18 and why we are doing SA 550? It's because there will be other owners who will not be interested in such reduced profits. Okay. Related parties are those as given in AS 18. AS 18 को आप प्लीज अंडरलाइन कर दीजिए, ये आपको आएगा अकाउंट्स में. A related party would be an entity under common control either by ownership or management, directly or indirectly. Entities under common control by state, state matlab government, okay, are not considered related unless they engage in significant transactions or share resources to a significant extent. So basically, जैसे भारत हेवी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स लिमिटेड and shipping aeronautics India limited, both are government companies, but does it mean they are related to each other? No. But suppose BHEL and let us say another government company share their resources, share their human resource, share their other resources, then of course they will become related parties. Just because all of these are owned by government does not make them related. Okay. For transactions with related parties, the risk of material misstatement is higher. Correct. Objective of this essay: to obtain understanding of related party relationships and transactions, to recognize fraud risk factors, and to conclude whether financials give a true and fair view and are not misleading. सी ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि एक कंपनी का प्रॉफिट डाइवर्ट हो रहा है दूसरे कंपनी में. दैट विल नॉट बी एक्सेप्टेड. To check whether related party relationships have been properly identified, accounted for, and disclosed in the financials as per AS 18. इसलिए आपको अकाउंट्स का एक्सपर्ट बोला जाता है ना. आप चेक करोगे कि पूरा AS 18 फॉलो हुआ है या नहीं. Obtain MRL stating that all related party relationship and transactions are disclosed and have been properly accounted for, and disclose such relationships in the financial statements. सी AS 18 जब आप पढ़ोगे ना, आप देखोगे कि अपने को नोट्स टू अकाउंट्स में डिस्क्लोज करना पड़ता है कि कौन कौन आपके रिलेटेड पार्टीज है एंड उनके साथ आपने क्या अमाउंट का ट्रांजैक्शन किया है. So that disclosure is compulsory. आप चेक करोगे एज ऑडिटर कि ये डिस्क्लोजर हुआ है या नहीं. Auditor shall ascertain whether there exists, this is very very important, any other transaction not being disclosed as related party transaction at less than arm's length price, and understand the rationale behind the same. सी जब ये ट्रांजैक्शन हुआ तो हमको समझा कि एबीसी और XYZ रिलेटेड पार्टीज है और इसलिए द प्राइस इज लेस देन आर्म्स लेंथ प्राइस. बट सपोज एबीसी लिमिटेड मेक्स सच अ डील at 350 rupees with, let us say, PQR Limited, where both are not related parties to each other. Will you still ask why the price is less than arm's length price? Yes, because it is very much possible that they are related parties, but they are hiding the relationship, and that should not be allowed. So that's what this paragraph tells us. Ascertain whether there exists any other transaction not being disclosed as related party transaction at less than arm's length price, and understand the rationale behind the same. For related party transactions outside entities' normal course of business, auditor shall understand the rationale, the terms of the contract, check for appropriate disclosures, and whether the same has been properly authorized and approved. So all of this needs to be checked. Okay, take a minute. Please go through SA 550 and mark it important and write your short note. Last 2 minutes, complete what you're reading. Okay. Now I only want you to pay attention to this timeline. We are not going to do the essay right now. I know time is ticking, but still this timeline is important for us, so pay attention. Okay, I'll give you time to draw this timeline tomorrow. तो अभी आप relax करो. The notes are there. I'll draw it again for you all, but अभी आप सिर्फ pay attention. Okay. Okay. So let us say that there is a financial year 23-24. You are the auditor of the financial year 23-24. So 31st March 24 is the last date. So that is the date on which your balance sheet is prepared and your P&L is prepared for the period ending 31st of March 2024. Okay. आपको लगता है अपना ऑडिट 2 दिन में खत्म हो जाता है कि इट टेक्स टाइम? It takes time, no. So at least 2-3 months तो लगता ही है. So April, May, June, July. Let us say on 1st of July, I make the audit report. Okay. साल खत्म हो गया 31st March को. April, May, June. After 3 months, I have completed my audit and given an audit report. Okay. Some event happened during this time. Some event happened during this time. This time मतलब क्या? After the end of financial year, but before the date of audit. Some event happened during this time which affects the financial statements. But I came to know after I made the audit report. Let's start again. Financial year है 23-24. 31st March 24 को year end हो गया. ऐसा नहीं है कि 2 दिन में audit हो जाता है. It takes time. Let us say by 1st of July, I have completed the audit and given my audit report. This is the situation. Something happened. Some event. This is called subsequent event. This subsequent event has happened after the end of financial year, before the date of audit report, affecting the financial statements, but coming to my knowledge after the date of audit report. Now, because of this information, I want to change my audit opinion. Let's take an example. सपोज ये 31st मार्च को कंपनी के बहुत सारे डेटर्स है, ओके, और उसमें से एक बहुत बड़ा डेटर है ए, जिससे हमको 100 करोड़ रुपीस लेने का है. ए ड्यूरिंग दिस टाइम वाज डिक्लेयर्ड इंसॉल्वेंट. मुझे उसका नोटिस मिला, लेट अस से ऑन 5th of July. मैनेजमेंट बोलता है 31st March 24 के बुक्स को टच मत करो, नेक्स्ट ईयर के बुक्स में बैड डेट रिजर्व क्रिएट कर देंगे. मैनेजमेंट बोला कि फाइनेंशियल ईयर 23-24 के बुक्स को कुछ मत करो, इंफॉर्मेशन तो बाद में मिला है ना, तो बैड डेट रिजर्व बाद में क्रिएट करेंगे. You think and tell me, should we wait for the next year or should we put disclosures in the notes to account for financial year 23-24? Put the disclosure. और क्लाइंट नहीं करेगा तो हम करेंगे, हम हमारे ऑडिट रिपोर्ट को चेंज करेंगे. यस, ये एक सब्सिक्वेंट इवेंट है जिसका इम्पैक्ट फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स पे है, लेकिन मुझे कब पता चला? ऑडिट रिपोर्ट बनाने के बाद. तो अब मैं क्या करूं? आई विल टेल द मैनेजमेंट, यू चेंज. मैनेजमेंट चेंजेस, गुड. मैनेजमेंट डज नॉट चेंज देयर प्रेरोगेटिव, बट आई वांट टू चेंज माय ऑडिट ओपिनियन. सो नाउ द क्वेश्चन कम्स, has the audit report been issued? Issued मतलब क्या? Is it made available to the readers? So if it is not yet made available, let us say it is not yet made available, I can call back the audit report and give a new one.
Yes.
I will tell the company, you give me back my old audit report and I'm going to give you a new one. You issue the new one to all the members. But ऐसा हो सकता है कि ऑलरेडी ऑडिट रिपोर्ट इशू हो चुकी है. Now what do I do? I will still alter my opinion and I will tell the management, you give my new opinion to every person who has got the old audit report. Every person who has got the old audit report will also get my altered audit report. और अगर आप ये नहीं भेज पाओगे तो आप कंपनी के वेबसाइट पे डालोगे. अगर आप लिस्टेड कंपनी हो तो सेबी के वेबसाइट पे डालोगे. और अगर आप लिस्टेड नहीं हो तो आप कंपनी के एजीएम में नया रिपोर्ट रीड एंड डिस्कस करोगे. Are you understanding this? मतलब basically I want everybody to know that I have changed my opinion and this is my current opinion. At the meeting, of course आपका नया opinion discuss होगा, adopt होगा. Say, by chance आपको ये information मिलता है मीटिंग होने के बाद. मीटिंग पे आपका ऑडिट ओपिनियन ऑलरेडी अडॉप्ट हो चुका है. फाइनेंशियल्स हैव बीन अडॉप्टेड. सब काम खत्म. अब कैन यू से आई वांट टू रीओपन? नो. नाउ नथिंग कैन बी डन. नाउ यू डील विथ इट इन द नेक्स्ट ईयर. Are we understanding this? So this is all possible only till the audit report is adopted at AGM. Once audit report has been adopted at AGM, now you cannot change anything. Are we understanding this? We'll start this again tomorrow with the same timeline. Okay? Thank you so much. Please revise and